Hi everybody, this is Kathy. Welcome back. In this video, we're going to ask the question, now that Patrick Roark has been arrested and charged in the Whitaker fraud investigation, is Corporal Gilkison's job over? Is his part done now that Patrick has been arrested and charged? And then before we get into that though, let's just touch on the fact that people are upset that Eric has not been arrested. Other people are happy that Eric hasn't been arrested, but the question is still looming, will Eric be arrested? Now, that isn't up to us, obviously. That is up to the courts, whether Eric will be arrested or not. But I have heard a few people on YouTube, like Justin and some others, saying that Eric is going to be indicted in May and he'll be charged in May. Now, I don't know about that, but why does everybody keep saying this is going to happen in May? Now, according to Google, based on West Virginia's 3-term court structure, Raleigh County generally convenes grand juries at the beginning of each term, typically January, April, May, and September. So because the next grand jury will be in May, that's why I think that's why people are saying May there'd be a possible arrest of Eric, but who knows? Now, Eric has made a few appearances on his own social media recently where I think he's trying to give the appearance, in my opinion, Eric's trying to give the appearance of somebody who's been vindicated, but I don't see Eric as being vindicated at all. In fact, I haven't heard any announcements from the investigators, whether it be Corporal Gilkison or anybody else in the press or anything, that says Eric has been cleared. So whether he is indicted or arrested in May, I guess we'll just have to wait and see about that. We'll just have to trust the process, the legal process. But in my opinion, Eric appears more as somebody who's trying to explain away a few things on his social media appearances recently. But we'll see. But so far, there has been one arrest in the Whitaker fraud case, so we have to give a round of applause to Corporal Gilkison for his hard work and his diligence to bring at least one person accountable out of the two. Now, if Eric gets charged, that will be there'll be a lot of people happy about that. Let's just put it that way. Now, that arrest, again, was on Friday, July 16, 2026, but the investigation opened up on September 2025, as we all saw unravel in the media. Now, who could forget that Monday? It was the Monday after the Whitakers' family members were removed from the home. The following Monday, on September 15, 2025, there was news articles out everywhere that the West Virginia State Police were asking for help in Whitaker family fraud investigation. And it was announced that the investigation was looking into Eric Carroll and Patrick Roark. Well, they're investigating a fraudulent scheme involving money and merchandise being sent to the Whitaker family through Eric and Patrick, and you were asked to contact Corporal Gilkison of the Beckley Detachment because he is the lead investigator. Just to clarify, that Corporal J.W. Gilkison of the West Virginia State Police Beckley Detachment is the lead investigator and primary point of contact in the fraud investigation involving the Whitaker family of Raleigh County. Case details. Investigation, which began September 2025, focuses on allegations that money and merchandise intended for the Whitaker family were misappropriated, and the suspects is Patrick Roark and Eric Carroll. Now again, Corporal Gilkison is named as the lead investigator. Very important. Now, Corporal J.W. Gilkison, who is the lead investigator in this case, also has someone else working with him who is First Sergeant C.N. Workman, and I'm pretty sure that he is the one who has been giving the releases to the press, the official press releases. So if I'm not mistaken, that's one of the things that he's doing, but he is also helping in this investigation. But Corporal Gilkison is the lead investigator. So again, the question is, once the arrest has been made, and in this case it's Patrick, is Corporal Gilkison the lead investigator? Is his job over? And the answer to that is no, not at all. Because next comes the trial and court proceedings. So the lead investigator's job is not over when the prosecutor receives the case. And we're speaking about Corporal Gilkison. Now, not only has he not declared that Eric Carroll has been cleared, but he is heavily involved in this case with Patrick also. And Corporal Gilkison will be involved with this case until it is finalized. Lead investigator's job is not over when the prosecutor receives the case. The investigator remains the case officer, working closely with the prosecutor to prepare for trial, secure witnesses, provide additional evidence, and testify. The expert and ensuring all evidence is ready. Case preparation and support. Assisting the prosecutor in building a solid case, which includes providing reports, evidence, and witness lists. Now think about that for a minute. The witness list. Can you imagine the witnesses that will be called to Patrick's trial? Is it going to be Betty and Larry? Is it going to be Eric? Of course, it'd probably be Eric. And what about Eric's brother? What about Kenny? Or I wouldn't be surprised if BJ was called. Anybody that can verify about the facts of this case. Anybody who was a witness. Will Patrick testify on his own behalf? He has got a right to. He's got a right. And will he wear his floppy hat to court? Maybe that's his lucky hat. Now, whether Eric is charged or not, I can definitely see him both testifying against each other. I think they've already testified against each other in the court of public opinion, especially Eric. Now, also during this time that we have right now, Corporal Gilkison, who is the lead investigator, will be helping out for the upcoming case against Patrick and also possibly Eric. But there is continued investigation. Now it's conducting follow-up work such as re-interviewing witnesses and revisiting crime scenes to strengthen the case. Now, the lead investigator, who is Corporal Gilkison, will also be in charge of evidence management. Now, Corporal Gilkison will be ensuring that all evidence is properly secured and brought to court. So he'll be in charge of evidence and witnesses. Now, while active frontline investigation may decrease, the lead detective remains crucial for the success of the prosecution until the case is fully adjudicated. Now, the lead investigator, which is Corporal Gilkison, his role at trial is to act as a primary liaison between law enforcement and investigative teams and the prosecution, serving as a key witness, managing evidence, and supporting legal counsel. They testify regarding their findings, authenticate evidence, and assist in interpreting case details to help secure a conviction. Testifying witness. The lead investigator often testifies regarding the investigator's overall findings, the chain of custody, and evidence collected. Courtroom support. They attend court proceedings to assist attorneys, help prepare witnesses, and may assist with demonstrative evidence. Now, also, evidence authentication. They ensure evidence is properly presented, authenticated, and that proper procedures were followed during collection. Now, in this case, I don't know what the evidence would be. It'd be phone records, it'd be bank records, and PayPal receipts, and probably people that sent gifts in, and probably videos. I'll bet that the YouTube videos and Facebook videos will be entered into evidence. But the case strategy. They consult with legal counsel to refine the trial strategy, often identifying discrepancies in testimony and aiding in the cross-examination of opposing witnesses. Media liaison. In some cases, the lead investigator may serve as the point of contact with the media during the trial. In addition to testifying, the lead investigator may monitor the courtroom to identify new inconsistencies or discrepancies in the witnesses' statements. So, as I said at the beginning, the lead investigator's job on a criminal case is officially completed when the case is closed, which generally occurs after final adjudication, meaning the defendant has been sentenced, acquitted, or the case is dismissed. However, the investigator's role may end earlier if they are reassigned or later if the case goes to appeals. And remember, just because Patrick's case will be over someday, until I hear from an official source that Eric Carroll has been cleared, I will believe that that case is still open. Now, are they waiting for the indictments like some people are saying? I don't know. Will Eric be testifying against Patrick? I'm guessing probably yes. Will he be charged? Who knows? That's up to the prosecutors. And what I did hear, though, according to Creepalancia, the prosecutor on this case for Patrick is very sharp and he's got a good record. And anyway, we'll just have to wait and see and hope that justice is served, whatever justice that may be. And so far, there has been one brought to accountability. And whether Eric is brought to accountability or not remains to be seen. But it's not over till it's over, until the case is closed. So anyway, thanks for listening and peace.